Jerusalem, 70 CE. Picture a city on edge, holy, crowded, and politically explosive. Outside the walls waits the most efficient war machine on earth. Inside the walls, fear, faith, and factions that can't agree on lunch, never mind strategy. This is the siege where Roman logistics met human desperation, and history changed in fire. The siege was the climax of the First Jewish Revolt, a rebellion against Roman rule in Judea. The uprising began with early Jewish successes, including driving Romans from Jerusalem. Rome responded the way Rome always did, with legions, discipline, and consequences. Emperor Nero sent General Vespasian to crush the revolt. Then Roman politics detonated in 69 CE. Vespasian became emperor, and command passed to his son Titus, young, ambitious, and determined to finish the campaign. Jerusalem's defenders had courage, but not unity. Rival factions fought each other while Rome closed in. In a siege, that's a disaster. You can sometimes survive enemy pressure, but internal chaos burns your strength twice as fast. In April 70 CE, around Passover, Titus began the siege. Pilgrims came into the city, but many could not leave. Population pressure rose, supplies tightened, and famine began sharpening its knife before the final assault. Roman siege warfare was brutally methodical. Camps, trenches, engines, and relentless rotation of troops. Jerusalem had strong defenses, including multiple walls. Rome treated every wall like a checklist item. Assaults battered the outer defenses. Breach, counterattack, regroup, repeat. Every street became a battleground. This was close-range urban warfare at its harshest: stone, steel, smoke, and no room to breathe. The struggle around the second wall seesawed back and forth. Titus kept pressure on because delay only helped whoever had food, and the city had less and less of it. In a siege, time is never neutral. Inside Jerusalem, famine deepened. Social trust collapsed. Families hid scraps, rumors spread, and daily life narrowed to survival. Siege warfare doesn't just break walls, it breaks decision-making, hope, and community. Josephus, once a rebel commander and later aligned with Rome, tried to negotiate. Neither side trusted enough to stop the catastrophe. He is our key narrative source, detailed, invaluable, and politically complicated. Then came the chokehold. Titus ordered a circumvallation wall around Jerusalem to block escape and supplies. Once that ring closed, the city was trapped in a shrinking circle of hunger and inevitability. Fighting intensified near the Antonia area and temple approaches. Roman troops forced their way through layered defenses, while defenders fought with desperate resolve, knowing every fallback position was weaker than the last. By late summer, final defenses were breaking. Combat spilled into sacred space, where military objective and symbolic devastation collided. Ancient cities don't fall in one moment, they fall in layers. In August 70 CE, the Second Temple was destroyed. Whether through command, confusion, or both, the result was the same: a historic rupture in Jewish religious and national life. Resistance continued briefly after the temple burned, but the city's fate was sealed. Roman forces overran remaining strongholds, and Jerusalem effectively fell. Much of the city was devastated. Many inhabitants were killed or enslaved. The loss of the temple became a central wound in Jewish memory, commemorated in mourning traditions for generations. Rome turned victory into spectacle. In 71 CE, the triumph in Rome displayed spoils from Jerusalem, power staged as public theater and imperial messaging. Soon after Titus's death, the Arch of Titus was commissioned, preserving the victory in stone relief. It remains one of the most famous visual records of the siege's aftermath and of how empires curate memory. The siege reshaped the region and Jewish history for centuries. Political structures collapsed, but religious life adapted and endured in new forms beyond temple sacrifice. So what do we call the siege of Jerusalem? Roman victory? Jewish catastrophe? Imperial warning label? Yes, all of it. A story of ruthless strategy, lethal politics, and human cost beyond measure. Walls can fall in days. Consequences can last millennia.